following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views or ideas of the staff or management of KWSH or the 110 Broadcast Group.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah. Usually how I throw it out there.
A little hood flavor from Terry BICKNELL. He's Sasakwa's finest from back in the day. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, Al. How are you doing today, Bo?
Okay, we're going to share the mic here today. We got a full studio today. But good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Simulation Radio program. I am your host, Bo WHITEKILLER. In the studios of KWSH here in Seminole, we'd like to thank them for providing us a home, and with Dennis on the engineer board, Mark back there for the video playback. We have illustrious guests, most illustrious guests. You know the vibe. Today we have Terry BICKNELL is going to come in, sit, and kind of shadow us. How are you doing today, Terry?
I'm doing great. Pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Here's your $5.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And we also have from HR, all the way from the Woka Complex. You know her, you love her. Human Resources Director, Angela ATAUVICH. How you doing?
Stone Gold. Doing good. Thank you.
Now, how you say that in Comanche? How you say hello?
I don't know.
Yeah, so she's going to come in and give us a little breakdown of what's going on over there, kind of catch us updated as far as the Human Resources Careers programs, the careers and activities they got over there that are currently available. So she's sitting in, and yeah, let's get this thing started. Terry.
Sir.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, how we got to talking about where we're at today, and how you're coming to kind of shadow us around today. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, so we met back during election.
Yep.
Talked about how, you were trying to expand the program, and, and I told you that, hey, I went to American Broadcasting School, and you asked for my number, gave you my number, and we texted a couple of times, and you asked if I wouldn't mind coming over shadowing, and so here we are today.
Opportunities for the nation, the Seminole Nation. Anytime that something like this happens, we try to capitalize on those things. And I've known Terry for a long time. I actually knew him way back when he was a little young buck running around in Sasakwa at Spring Church. His mom from the area, Peggy Wood, she's always been a very good and consistent person in support of a lot of our tribal functions. And now we got Terry here. He didn't used to have a beard or mustache back in the day, just peach fuzz, but now he's a grown man.
It's fake. I went to the dollar store and picked one up.
But Dollar Store, Dollar Tree, Family Dollar?
All three.
Okay.
Yeah. Pieced them together.
So he's here today, and like I said, opportunities come. We're going to try to make sure that our tribal citizens and members are aware of what's going on, and that's one of the reasons why we got Angela here this morning. Angela, we'll kind of bring you up to date, or bring the nation up to date about what's going on. But can you kind of give us a little synopsis? How are things in the careers area with the Seminole Nation? Are you in need of people?
We are. We have quite a few openings right now in many departments, especially in Head Start, early Head Start. Quite a few director positions opens. We have openings at the complex, at the mission, throughout Seminole, and also in Wewoka. So we're throughout the jurisdiction.
Well, we're going to kind of focus in on some of those as we get through with some of this. But yeah, a lot of things happening, a lot of openings happening. So there's no reason to be laying on the couch. Okay. With that, as we begin everything, today's program, we're going to start with a moment of silence to honor and lift up our relatives who walked on, and to the families that's continuing the journey here on earth. We're just lift up in healing peace, and at this time we have a moment of silence. Some of the information that we have, just going to kind of breeze through it a little bit. If you have any questions, comments, please contact us on the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma Facebook page, Messenger, or in the comment section about any of these. We'll definitely have these on the video playback later for the information and phone numbers. But while Seminole Nation Days hasn't officially been announced, I know the Princess Committee have canceled. Baby pageant, they have applications out. I'm not really sure of that situation there, but SINDOC is sponsoring the baby pageant, and they have it set for September 11th. And so any information, updates, you can check the website. You can check the SINDOC page as well for specifics regarding the baby pageant. But we have a couple of meetings I think it's going to be happening with those that plan. And as soon as we hear anything, we'll definitely let you know. One of the things we're definitely looking at is the spikes in COVID and how things are happening. We do know that based off evidence from the CDC and what they're putting out, guidelines through the Oklahoma State Department of Health, things are starting to happen. So, of course, public safety is paramount in all this. Stephanie Lambert, band chief, announces Mixed Band will have a special band meeting on August 19th at 6:30 at Van's Pig Stand on Highland and Shawnee. They will also have their regular band meeting on Thursday, September 2nd at 6:30 p.m., a location to be announced. The September meeting will be to review bylaws and to elect officers.
And on Thursday, August 26th at 7 p.m., special call general council meeting addressing the recent council petition. The next regular general council meeting will be held on September 4th at 10 a.m. along with the swearing of recent elected officials.
And with that, runoff election news is this week. Runoff election news. Runoff election is this weekend. Election board has stated that the August 7th runoff election will be from 7 to 7 on Saturday, and the polling locations will be the same as the general election. So if you need those addresses and or actual locations, check the website out, election board. And if you Terry, if you got it, I was gonna say, Terry.
Yeah, if you have any questions, please reach out to Miss Sue at the election office at 405-652-0195 or email electionboard at sno-nsn.gov. That phone number again is 405-652-0195 or email electionboard at sno-nsn.gov.
I'm really sitting here. Terry's making me shiver. When you see it on the video playback, he's like right on my back, and I feel like I'm in junior high. Okay.
You smell good today, though.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Glad you took a shower.
So, Seminole Nation, Oklahoma's public transit continues to run the roads. So, for more information on scheduling, contact Josie Fields at 405-294-3674. Contact Josie at Public Transit. Schedule any routes or any information, just call her and she'll help you out. 405-294-3674. The Seminole Youth Council, we wanted to offer some information that was taken from today's Seminole Producer. They are looking for applicants that are due to the city on August 27th. City of Seminole has announced plans for the 2022 Youth Council. Applications are due August 27th, and the first meeting is slated for September 14th. Public Information Officer Brianna Wymore says, Youth Council is one of my favorite groups to lead. We started it not knowing where it was going or what was going to happen. There were concerns with starting something new in the middle of a pandemic. It turns it into a joyful success, not only for the youth council members, but for many employees, city council members, and citizens as well. I look forward to seeing how youth council impacts Seminole this year. City of Seminole started youth council last year with 10 Seminole high school students and 2 Varnum high school students with Brianna Wymore as their sponsor. And they've been really active on during the city council meetings, and we put that out there in hopes that some of our Seminole Nation students will become involved in the city government. Good stuff.
So it looks like Falls Creek does end this weekend. Also, the election going on this weekend as well. There's also a reminder that this weekend is annual gospel singing slated for Saturday in Conowal. The Conowal Gospel Singing will return to Veterans Park for 57th run beginning at 6 p.m. on Saturday, August 7th. There's plenty of shade trees available. They're asking that you please bring your lawn chairs. This event is presented by the Gospel Station Network. For more information, call 1-800-557-8815, 1-800-557-8815.
Always a lot of Stajatis out there. I can see them because they make good hamburgers out there too.
And fry bread. Don't forget that.
They're always doing that. Good stuff. School openings. Now we will ask for your school openings for next week. We'll get a comprehensive list out, but we do know that some of the dates to remember on school openings and activities are as follows. That August 6th, this Friday, Conoway will have a Johnson O'Malley Back to School street dance at the high school in Conoway. Yours truly will be DJing that event along with Leander Yellowfish, providing new dance moves from the 90s.
Yeah.
So that'll be happening this Friday at 6 o'clock from 6 to 9 in Conoway. Come on out. And then August 12th will be Varnum's first day for all students. Varnum's first day for all students will be August 12th. So with these school activities, we're going to be ramping up some of the information on that. We also have
New Lima starts on August 5th.
There you go. Hey, bring some of that radio voice in. Go ahead. What did you say? What starts?
New Lima starts on August 5th. Please watch out for school zones.
Ooh, absolutely. Public service announcement from Human Resources. I like that. So again, with all the school activities, we did have some shout outs that we wanted to get out for some of our all-state players. And Mark, you might have to help me on this too, because the ones I'm tracking right now is Grace Lena from Varnum played in the, I want to say the Small East All-State game. Did really good, made all-tournament team. And then for basketball, and then Silas Isaacs and Eliza Lena from Conoway in football. So that was pretty cool right there. All staters representing from the Res. I'll give a shout out to Colby Stevens too. I know he had a big article with him playing for Woolwolka this week too. So big shout out.
All right, and so we have the Seminole Nation Gaming Enterprises. They're going to be hosting a job fair August 5th and 6th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. That'll be at the Seminole Nation Casino I-40. Paper applications will be available and on-the-spot interviews with casino management when you apply. Please have a form of valid photo ID, CDIB card if applicable, and Social Security card available.
A couple things before we get into the talking with Angela here. We did have an opportunity on Sunday to attend the Muskogee Nation's premiere of FX's new series, Reservation Dogs, with Seminole tribal member Sterling Harjo at the helm. And many of you know that been following Sterling's career. He's been a very good ambassador for arts and creativity in many realms and many areas. And Brownie and Nan are really proud of. It was really cool to see just a whole group of Stajatis in an area that was supporting efforts of one individual. I mean, that was really, really cool. Me and the wife were there in attendance, and of course you were there with cousins. I mean, you're there with cousins, and everybody's getting dressed up, and it was just really a festive time. You know, even in the middle of this pandemic, with safety being paramount and all this, it was a good time to just open up and see that. And I just wanted to give a shout out to Sterling, and we'll definitely get a more comprehensive look into his work and have a sit down with him in the future. But man, to be on TV, to have something, he said what was his proudest moment during that was that he finally has a budget to do his work, and that he wants to promote this type of work and artistic creativity in film and television as a viable work option for our native people. And that stood out to me because it's like, yeah, he said we can't do it because he's doing it right now. And so, shout out to that and to Muskogee Nation for putting on a pretty good. The popcorn was off the chain. It was good. I mean, it was that fluffy popcorn where it's just like huge giant kernels about the size of cotton balls. Yeah, it was so good. I told it was not microwave. I told Bernita, I said, I could get more of this popcorn, and it's free. Boy, that's good though. So I'm still picking those holes out of my teeth right
Hey,
now. But yeah, it was a good time and more to see that. And so when we see Mark do his premieres of his film endeavors, well, please go support these young filmmakers, because it is definitely a gift to be able to tell stories like that, and we need more and more of that happening.
We need more Indian actors, if you ask me.
Yes.
I think it's time that we
It's
get
called
away
council
from-
members. That's what it is. No, I'm just teasing.
Yeah, that would be good to get some more Indian actors out there. There's always call for actors, so
Right.
we need to have them out there.
And the material, writing material, just tell those stories, to put those stories out on paper, to act. I mean, we got Martin Scorsese's Killers of Flower Moon being filmed in Osage Country. We're not invisible anymore.
We are not.
invisible anymore. Who would you get to star in your story, Angela? Who'd you get?
Oh my gosh, is it from Hollywood?
Yeah.
I really don't know. What's her name? Irene Bedard.
Bedard?
Something.
Yeah.
I would go with an original Indian, because in college I did actually have to write a script. I am not a creative person. I had to think something up, and mine was based on pretty much my story, that someone who grew up during the relocation area. My mother's family was part of relocation who moved to Los Angeles. So my character actually grew up in Minneapolis. So I was thinking of someone like that who moves away but comes home to return, give it back to the people. And that title was, don't steal it from me, I have copyrighted.
Okay.
It was called Sacred Sunset. I had no clue what to say, so that's what I went with. But yeah, that was quite a few years ago.
Mark sitting over there raising his eyebrows. His wheels are turning.
Can I see that script?
I think
That's
Mark
good.
said his
I mean-
would be The Rock.
The Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have The Rock, Mark?
Obviously.
Mine would be Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
I'd get Dennis to play me. We got the same kind of hair.
Yeah.
Either that, or was it Doc Brown from Back to the Future?
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher
Yeah.
Lloyd,
Yeah.
But yeah, those type of activities, it's exciting to see those things happen, and especially the venue that they had up there and the way they did it. They really had a good professionally just driven party, and it was really cool to see that. And everybody was all dressed up. And just
Yeah,
really
okay.
good.
That scholarship.
Oh yeah, the scholarship. Another thing too was the scholarship. That was the and it surprised Sterling too when they brought him up on stage. Was that Muskogee Nation had a $10,000 scholarship in his name that they
Wow.
offered,
Wow.
and it surprised him. He didn't know anything about it.
Wow.
And then the FX creative person that was there representing FX Networks, who's doing the production of producing the series Reservation Dogs, matched it. So they matched it.
Wow.
And now, there's a scholarship out, $20,000 scholarship for supporting Native filmmakers and a creative person. So
That's good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Something to be proud of, definitely, and humbled by. And another thing to be proud of and humbled by is Angela from HR.
Thank you very much for welcoming me. I do go by Angie, just to not sound so formal. I think a
Yeah.
lot of people kind of get turned off by the Angela thing, a little too formal. But yes, but I have been with Seminole Nation for a year and a half. Grateful to be working there. I love it. Working in Wewoka was really the first time I've ever been to that part of Oklahoma, so it's nice. I like it a lot. It's really, like I told you about the picture of the bridge where you were hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that I like the countryside. So yeah, I mean, I grew up in Southwest Oklahoma, moved away, but came back to pursue my education, which I did. And for me, it's always been about giving back. So I'd really like giving back to Seminole Nation.
Where did that come from you?
Oh, it came from my parents.
Yeah.
I had working class parents. I mean, they worked. I mean, I'm from Southwest Oklahoma, small town west of Lawton called Cache, and my parents used to commute. All right. My parents used to commute from Cache to Norman and Oklahoma City. So my brothers and I grew up seeing that, because Native people, we have to do what we have to do to take care of our families. And that's what they did, and I see nothing wrong with doing the same.
That's it's where is that nowadays? Where is that?
We're missing that, I think. I think that we need to bring it back, teach our children to respect our elders, respect each other, respect themselves. I think that I'm not big on social media, so I hope I don't get a lot of backlash, but I think too many times that kids nowadays don't have that family setting. It's more about, the latest gadget and who's doing good on the latest video games. I don't know any of that stuff, but I think if we just bring it back to our children and raise them correctly, that would help out our community a lot.
Absolutely. Where did the drive to work in human resources, where did that come? How did that get started?
It started with my background working in gaming. I've been on the regulatory side of gaming for about 10 years. And then I've also been on the operation side of gaming. And the work that I was doing, I'm a former background investigator. So that type of work that I do, everyone who worked in the casino had to come through me. So technically, I was doing the work of HR without the title. So I decided to pursue my master's degree for a Master of Science in Management with a focus in HR. So that's where it kind of came from. I just really wanted to get the right people into the right positions. And that's something that we need. Turnover is really high, a lot of areas, mostly gaming. But sometimes people are too afraid or too scared to apply with a tribe because they think that, non-natives can work there. And it's like, no, we are open to everyone. We are an equal opportunity employer. So we have openings for everybody, and anyone who really has something in their heart to give back to people. That is a big issue with us. I mean, because we have quite a few openings where people can explore different opportunities, and they can also move on to other areas too. I mean, once you get in one area, if you decide that you want to go pursue something else, we encourage that.
What's some common misconceptions about the HR department?
That we're mean, that you don't want to see HR, that we don't communicate. But no, I mean, we very much so have an open door policy. Any employee that has any type of concern can come to us, even if they would just want to come and talk and visit with us, because we get busy too and we get bogged down with work too. So a lot of times that people don't know that they can come to us with anything that they have. I mean, even if you have something going on at home that you really don't know where to turn to, you're more than welcome to come and talk to us. And a lot of times people visit our office and they're like, oh, well, I didn't know it looked like that. Oh, well, I didn't, and it's like, well, we're here, we're here for the employees. So come visit us. So that's why we're there.
Kind of like what you did with me today. Oh, I didn't know this is where you work.
Yeah, driving out to the studio, I was like, oh, okay. It's like, so much for going to the car wash yesterday, coming down that dirt road. But I'm like, oh, well.
With human resources, the turnover, you talk a little bit about that. What are some areas? Why are we turning over so many? Why does that happen? What do you think?
Well, I think that people, which I think is odd, some people don't like to commute. I've been commuting my entire working life, and I see people who don't want to drive from Shawnee to Wewoka or something like that. And it's like, it's really not that far, people. But then again, there may be transportation issues that they experience. So there's that issue. I think transportation has something to do with it. And then also turnover is, they get in somewhere, they thought that they would like it, but then once they get in there, they're like, it's really not for me. And rather than speak to someone or apply for a different position, they would rather just leave. And that's why HR is there. It's like, come talk to us. We can find something for you. We can always transfer or, give you an opportunity somewhere else. Maybe you would like something else,
And just to clarify, you don't deal with HR at gaming.
We do not. Seminole Nation Gaming Agency is their own, or Gaming Enterprise, excuse me. They're their own entity. Same thing with the trading posts. They go through SINDOC. I mean, these are other areas. We are Seminole Nation government, if you will.
Can you repeat that again, please?
Seminole Nation government?
So there are three different entities, and you're just in charge of the government side of the house.
Yes, administration. We are in the administration building, so we have everything to do. We have 28 departments within Seminole Nation, and we have approximately 200 employees. So we have quite a bit. It's pretty diverse. We have a lot of people. We have a really broad age range from young millennials to elders, so that's one thing that I really like, is working with the diverse employees that we have everywhere.
Interesting part about it is the commute. You talked a little bit about the commute. What are some of the, if you can talk, what's the furthest away people commute?
I know that we have someone who drives from Edmond.
Mm-hmm.
We also have someone who drives from West Oklahoma City, talking about I-40 and Rockwell area, which is really far. Those are a couple of the areas, and I think that's really about it so far. I personally drive in from Shawnee, but it's really not bad. I mean, if you live in the larger cities and you deal with bumper-to-bumper traffic, cruising down I-40 and coming through Cromwell is not a big deal to me. Actually, it kind of clears my head and gets me ready for the day ahead.
Yeah, that's good. And they love their job.
Yes. Yes. And that's what we're finding a lot. I know that COVID really hit us hard whenever I came on board. So there were a lot of things that I wanted to implement. And one of them was an employee appreciation event, because we have some employees who have been with Seminole Nation for 20 plus years. So I would really like to recognize those employees. However, because of COVID, we had to shut down. And then we didn't do the Christmas dinner, where that would be something for the community. And that's where I really wanted to emphasize the importance of our employees and how many people dedicate their careers to Seminole Nation, to which we are extremely grateful. But I think it's important that we also recognize them for their service to our nation, and kind of had to take a detour on a few things.
Yeah, but it that definitely doesn't go unnoticed. You guys do a great job in recognizing, and had a good time with it. You got any questions, Terry?
No.
Okay. Well, I was just tell us a little bit about with the job pool. What are some of the openings that you've got currently, and how we may find them?
Okay. That is the thing. We are online. You go to sno-nsn.gov and click on the careers tab, and there you will see bright red bold lettering, career openings. And once you open that page, you will be taken to a list of our different openings that we have. We have quite a few director openings right now, one being the alcohol and substance abuse director. That one is located in Seminole. Another one that is really important that we really need to get filled soon, hopefully with someone with very high quality, is the ICW director, Indian Child Welfare. That refers to our children who are out in the community and throughout the reservation. We need to take care of those children, and that is one that is very, very important right now. And then another one on the other side of that spectrum is the Older American Program Director. They are in charge of our elder meals, the meals that are being delivered to our elders throughout the reservation. So we need to take care of them too. But those are three big ones we have right now. And then another one that comes into with the OAP program is also the Caregivers Coordinator. I know that we had that for a while, and she was in there a very long time, but she retired, and that really hasn't been able to come back in a very substantial way, because we have a lot of our elders and other community members who need assistance at home. Yeah. And the Caregivers Coordinator is the one who takes care of that. So very, very, very important positions that we have open. And of course, Early Head Start Teacher Rover. Another good one is our Environmental Health Specialist. That is the person who is going to go out throughout our reservation and make sure that the landscape and the water and all of that is working properly so we can take care of our people. Family Service Worker and Head Start, that's a really good one. They would be the one to reach out to our families and work with the children and the program. Some other ones that we have on the administration side is the General Ledger Accountant 1. That is within our fiscal department. Our JOM coordinator, that recently opened, and we need that filled because school is starting. As we said, some are starting this week. So we really need to get that taken care of. Our Historic Preservation Office has a office manager position that recently became open. So we need someone who also works in that area. But there's quite a few. We have a lead cook. We have the intake coordinator, the drug court advocate in the ASAP department. So there's quite a few areas where someone can come in and gain some experience and give back to the nation.
And these are all full-time positions?
They are. They're full-time positions, and we offer a great benefits package.
Good. Benefits.
Yes, very important.
What do we have as far as what's the policy for the we always get this question too in our office about rehabilitation of offenders that maybe wanted to apply for it. What's the policy for somebody who needs a second chance?
We do have a contract department through our property and procurement who will work with these workers to gain more experience through a contract service worker. So we can always work with them there. And then if they improve and do a really good job, actually, I think we have someone down in OAP right now. And if they do a really good job, they are more than welcome to apply. And they can always come in because we do not discriminate. As again, we are an equal opportunity employer.
No excuses.
That's right.
No excuses. All right, so it's out there. Man, that was good. It was pretty. We on time.
Oh, good.
That's how we do it.
That's odd. We're Indians. We run on Indian time. That doesn't work that way.
It's the new standard now. On time means Indian time. I'm going to change that.
Yeah.
We're here to change that. All right. Well, I mean, thank you, Angie.
You're welcome.
Inga. Pretty smooth. Pretty easy.
Well, thank you.
And with that, we're going to do some birthdays, shout-outs real quick. And if they can get in touch with you, how can we get in touch with you?
Again, we are on the website, sno-nsn.gov. Click on the Careers tab. You can also call 405-257-7200. We do have a new menu, so be patient. Please be patient. Go through the phone menu and click on Human Resources.
That's right. Woca Services, Human Resources. And I did put out this morning, they're having intermittent services. So if you're trying to call right now and you're not getting in, just be patient. It'll be fixed.
Yes.
We got some good people working on that. Birthdays: Jennifer Harjo, Maxine Osborne, Hannah Thalaco, Belinda Coley, Keely Fixco, Darian Gibson, and Tanya Palmer. Happy birthday. Just remember the Supreme Court's decision affirming sovereignty is paramount. Supreme Court's decision affirming sovereignty is paramount. Know it. We have to we have to educate ourselves to know who we are. That's what I mean when I say teach the children. So don't be afraid. What we left behind, leave it back there. Try to do something good. Let's try to take a step. Try to think something good. And Terry, I'm going to let you read that last one there.
Think like a nation, not a reservation. And what does that mean, and what should it mean to the uninformed?
So there we go. Everybody, be indigenous, be humble, be proud. Even Dennis is our indigenous representative for KWSH.
Yes.
He's about as Seminole gets. All right, hey, we love you out there. Thank you again, Angie, for coming on.
Thank you for the opportunity.
You bet. Terry, good to see you.
Good seeing you.
And you can get off my back now.
Oh.
I'm sweaty, real sweaty.
Yikes.
With that, it brings a close to another edition of the Seminole Nation radio program. Be nice, be kind to one another, and we'll see you next week. Hadam Chi Cha, please.